What's up, you guys? This is your boy K, back with another Mick Banger. And today, if you want to learn how to replace your motorcycle brakes, stay tuned, watch the video all the way through. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Let's get into the video. Alright, you guys, so today we're actually replacing the motorcycle brakes. But before we get into that, man, make sure y'all catch up on the Yamaha project. Last episode, actually, I cleaned the motorcycle headers or the exhaust, whatever you want to call it. I cleaned it. It was looking super rusty. Then I polished it up and got it looking real good, real and shiny. So if you want to learn how to do that, or you just want to check out the video, man, go ahead. I'm gonna leave a card up here somewhere. Click on that, watch the video all the way through. Come back, click on this, watch the video all the way through, and just, do what you got to do. So with that being said, let's get into this video. All right, you guys, so here's the bike. As you can see, Yamaha. We're doing the brakes today. I already got this on there, had to test fit. So let's cover the tools that you're gonna need. First things first, you're gonna need a screwdriver, flathead screwdriver. Of course, you're gonna need your brakes. You're supposed to have 6 brake pads, by the way. You're gonna need a socket and a ratchet. The socket you're gonna need is a 13 millimeter and for some reason a 15. So that's all you need, and of course some elbow grease. Let's get into it. All right, you guys, so first things first, we're going to put our gloves on. Always want to rock with the gloves, you feel me? So go ahead, take your ratchet and your socket. Go ahead, break loose the nuts. All right. And of course, you're gonna do this for both. You can actually pull it out. So hold on to that. Then go ahead, do the second one. All right, you guys, so first things first, you wanna make sure you put the pads on the right caliper. So these right here, you can see, are a little bit smaller compared to these. And you actually have 2 sets of these. So 2 of the same size. So on my, look, and compared to these, right? So on my bike, actually, it's 2 calibers in the front and 1 caliber in the rear. So with that being said, of course, 2 of the same size, those would probably be for the front, and the smaller pair will probably be for the rear. So with that being said, make sure you put the right size brake pads on the right caliper. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so once we get the bolts out, what we want to do is go ahead and you can actually kind of push it back and forth to make sure the piston on the inside of the caliper pushed in all the way, so you can have an easy way put the pads back on. Now here's the old pads, as you can see. Now it's this little pin right here that you have to take off to get the pads out. So let's remove this little pin right here. As you can see, it's a little bar that's holding them on. That's the bar. It's holding the pads on. So let's remove that. Now this is when your flathead screwdriver come into play. Let's go ahead and stick it in there. Twist it. And it should be pulling out that screw. Just like so. Don't lose that piece, please. All right, you guys, so it's a very important tool that you are gonna need. The Allen key. Now, I have a lot of these around. I also have the kit, so I'm gonna just use this, but I'm gonna need it to fit in there. And go ahead and just loosen it. And it just, once you get it done, it just pulls right out. So you can slide these off. They just come right on off just like that. All right, you guys, so now what we want to do, take our brake pads, keep them in the same position that they came off. So they came off just like this, as you can see. So what you want to do is match up that exact pattern with your new brake pads right here. So go ahead, take them, literally just put them together like so. But make sure they they're lined up just like this. So, yep, that looks good. This side has to go towards the front of your bike. This side is going towards the rear of your bike. Now, also you have these little silver plates. You can actually reuse these from the old brake pads, and like this little heat shield right here. So put these on the new brake pads if they didn't come with it on there, and then put them on the brake caliper. So let's go ahead and do it.
All right, so that's how we gonna put it on, just like so. So we gonna do the other one like that too. Go ahead, take it off this one. Put it on the new one. There we go. Now let's install them into the caliper. All right, guys, so remember, put them in a sandwich like so. Take your brake caliper, go ahead, place them in the inside of there. Make sure they lined up, because you got to put the little bracket back in between there to hold them in place. So do that just like so. You know, take your Allen key, tighten down just a little bit till you see them in place. Make sure you see them all the way in place. All right, so once you see them in place, go ahead and tighten up that screw like I told you. Now, they might be a little bit too tight to fit onto your rotor. So that's where your flathead comes in place. You stick in between here and just go ahead and try to twist it. That's going to press the piston, which is right here. You can't really see, there you go. You can't really see my piston because it's already pressed in, it's already compressed. But make sure you twist it so you can have enough room in between your two brake pads, like so. It's kind of dark. There you go. In between your two brake pads, like so. So you can put that over your rotor. So once you do that, go ahead and take it and literally sit it right there over your rotor, just like so. And make sure it's lined up on front and back with your hardware, which I'm about to show you right now. Now, I don't know if you can see, but it's this little hardware right here, silver piece, and the end of your brake pad on both front and back have to be sitting on that hardware, just like so. So make sure you do it on front and back before you tighten it down. Now, if you're having a hard time putting those on there, just take a little bit finesse. You can use this flathead to reach in there and seat it. But make sure, like I said, it's done on both sides. Now, once it's done correctly, you see how it's all the way in there. This is your brake pad, and that's the metal hardware, and it's seated all the way in there. It has to be all the way in to make sure your brake pads are seated the correct way. You don't want none of this stuff coming loose while you're out there riding. So there you go. And once you do that, just repeat what you did earlier. So you simply just repeat what you did earlier. Make sure you take your little cap here, put that back on. You can hold it and then get your flathead. It's real loose, so take your time, don't lose it. Just tighten it back on. Put your bolts back in. Remember where they go. Line it up. Now once you get those in there, just go ahead, tighten it down. Just like so. And there you go. Now, this is the most important step right here. Your rear brake pedal, which is right here. Just go ahead, pump it a few times till it gets hard. Get all that air out of there. There you go. Now we're about to move on to the front. All right, moving on to the front, you know the drill. Repeat what you did on the rear. Go ahead and break loose the nuts on the caliper, or the bolts on the caliper. Go ahead and break those loose. All right, so once you take those off, go ahead, remove the caliper. As you can see, these are the pistons I was talking about, which you need to press in. This boy been sitting for years, bro. Look at all this junk in there. You most definitely want to clean that out. Okay. All right, so once you take those out, just go ahead and put your pads back in, just like so. And like I told you before, take your flathead screwdriver, get up on in there, and twist it. And as you can see, the pistons is closing or being compressed. And that's what you need so you can have room to put your new pads on. And there you go. So let's replace it with the new pads. All right, here's the new pads. Look how much better they look compared to the old ones. Let's go ahead and put them on. So what you're gonna do, I just had that sitting so it doesn't rest anywhere else, but you want to do the same thing as you do in the rear. Sit it in the hardware, just like that. Make sure it's clamped all the way on. Do it from the back end as well, just like so. Super easy. Take your caliper, sit it over just like so. Take your hardware, your bolts, put them back in, and tighten them down. Then you can go ahead and tighten them down with the ratchet. All right, you guys, so after you do that, this is very important. Pump your brake, front brake like this. Just give it a few squeezes so that air will get out of there and your brakes will be back firm. Make sure you do this before you start the second side of the front brake. So I already did the right side, now I gotta do the left, but before I start the left, I make sure my brake pedal is firm now, you feel me? And then you go and do the other side, and then you come back and do the same thing again, just to make sure you don't have any air bubbles in the lines. It's pretty firm now, so I'm good to go.
All right, you guys, so that's pretty much how you do your brake pads on your motorcycle. If you like this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Make sure you go ahead and check out all my previous work I did on a project bike right here, which is the Yamaha. Go ahead, click on the playlist at the end of the video. Watch the videos, man. Watch them all the way through. And make sure you subscribe right now. Every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, 7 or 8 p.m., I'm dropping a video on y'all. Peace.